Welcome to the Nubians, Africa's forgotten kingdom. In this video, we will explore the rich history of the Nubian civilization, which flourished in what is now modern-day Sudan from 3000 BC to 1500 AD. Despite being one of the oldest and most advanced civilizations in Africa, the Nubians are often overlooked in mainstream history. But their legacy lives on, as we will discover in this video. Footage of ancient Nubian ruins, artifacts, and artwork. The Nubians were a people of great ingenuity and resilience. They lived in a region that was often subject to droughts and floods, but they found ways to adapt and thrive. They developed a unique culture that blended elements of Egyptian, African, and Mediterranean influences. And they left behind a wealth of archaeological treasures that offer a glimpse into their fascinating world. Close-up shots of Nubian artifacts, including pottery, jewelry, and sculptures. In this video, we will explore the history of the Nubians in 5 segments. First, we will look at the origins of the Nubian civilization and their early achievements. Then, we will examine their interactions with the ancient Egyptians and the impact of Egyptian culture on Nubian society. Next, we will delve into the Golden Age of Nubia, when the kingdom of Kush rose to prominence and became a major power in the region. After that, we will explore the decline of Nubia and the challenges it faced from invading forces. Finally, we will reflect on the enduring legacy of the Nubians and their contributions to African history. Map of Nubia showing its location in relation to Egypt and other neighboring regions. So join us on this journey through time and discover the wonders of the Nubian civilization. From their impressive architecture to their sophisticated writing system, the Nubians have left an indelible mark on history. Let's begin. The Nubians and the ancient Egyptians had a complex relationship that spanned thousands of years. At times, they were allies and trading partners, while at other times, they were bitter enemies. But throughout their interactions, the Nubians maintained a distinct identity and culture that set them apart from their Egyptian neighbors. Footage of Nubian and Egyptian ruins, artwork, and artifacts. The Nubians first came into contact with the Egyptians around 3100 BC, when the two civilizations were still in their early stages of development. Over time, the Egyptians began to expand their influence southward into Nubia, establishing trade routes and diplomatic ties with the Nubian kingdoms. Map showing the trade routes between Nubia and Egypt. The Nubians, in turn, adopted many aspects of Egyptian culture, including their religion, writing system, and architectural styles. But they also maintained their own traditions and beliefs, which were influenced by their African and Mediterranean roots. Close-up shots of Nubian and Egyptian hieroglyphics, temples, and pyramids. One of the most significant periods of interaction between the Nubians and the Egyptians was during the New Kingdom period, around 1550–1070 BC. During this time, the Nubian kingdom of Kush rose to prominence and became a major power in the region. The Kushites even conquered Egypt for a time, ruling as the 25th dynasty of pharaohs. Footage of Kushite artifacts, including statues and reliefs of Kushite pharaohs. Despite their close ties, the Nubians and Egyptians also had their share of conflicts. The Egyptians often viewed the Nubians as inferior and barbaric, while the Nubians resented Egyptian attempts to dominate their territory. But despite these tensions, the two civilizations continued to interact and influence each other throughout their histories. Footage of Nubian and Egyptian battle scenes and fortifications. In the next segment, we will explore the Golden Age of Nubia, when the kingdom of Kush reached its peak and became a major center of trade and culture in the region. Join us as we uncover the secrets of this remarkable civilization. The Golden Age of Nubia occurred during the period known as the Meroitic period, from around 300 BC to 350 AD. During this time, the kingdom of Kush reached its peak and became a major center of trade and culture in the region. Footage of Meroitic ruins, artifacts, and artwork. The Nubians had long been known for their skill in metalworking, and during the Meroitic period, they became renowned for their iron production. They also developed a sophisticated system of agriculture, using irrigation to cultivate crops in the arid desert environment. Footage of Nubian iron tools and irrigation systems. The Nubians built impressive cities and temples, including the capital city of Meru, which was located on the banks of the Nile River. They also developed a unique form of writing, known as the Meroitic script, which is yet to be fully deciphered. Footage of Meroitic temples and artifacts, including examples of the Meroitic script. The Nubians were also skilled traders, and they established extensive trade networks that stretched across Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Middle East. They traded in a variety of goods, including gold, ivory, ebony, and slaves. Map showing the trade routes of the Nubians during the Meroitic period. The Nubians were known for their artistic achievements as well, producing intricate pottery, jewelry, and sculptures. They also developed a unique style of architecture characterized by elaborate columns and pyramidal structures. Footage of Nubian pottery, jewelry, sculptures, and architecture. The Nubians were a cosmopolitan people, and their culture was influenced by a variety of sources, including Egyptian, Greek, and Roman. They also had their own distinct traditions and beliefs, which were reflected in their art, music, and religious practices. Footage of Nubian art, music, and religious practices. The Golden Age of Nubia came to an end in the 4th century AD, when the kingdom was invaded by the Axumites, a rival civilization from Ethiopia. The Nubians were able to resist the Axumite invasion for a time, but eventually they were forced to retreat southward and their civilization went into decline. Footage of Axumite ruins and artifacts. In the next segment, we will explore the decline of Nubia and the challenges it faced from invading forces. Join us as we uncover the final chapter of this remarkable civilization. The decline of Nubia began in the 4th century AD when the kingdom was invaded by the Axumites, a rival civilization from Ethiopia. The Nubians were able to resist the Axumite invasion for a time, but eventually they were forced to retreat southward and their civilization went into decline. Footage of Axumite and Nubian ruins and artifacts. The decline of Nubia was also hastened by the rise of Islam in the region. Many Nubians converted to Islam, which brought them into conflict with their Christian neighbors to the north. The Nubians were also vulnerable to attacks from Arab invaders, who sought to control the lucrative trade routes that passed through Nubia. Footage of Islamic ruins and artifacts in Nubia, as well as Arab invasions. Despite these challenges, the Nubians continued to resist and adapt. They developed new forms of agriculture and trade, and they maintained their unique cultural traditions. But by the 14th century, the Nubian civilization had been largely absorbed into the larger Islamic world, and their distinctive identity began to fade. Footage of Nubian agriculture and trade, as well as Islamic ruins and artifacts. The legacy of the Nubians, however, lives on. Their achievements in metalworking, agriculture, and trade influenced the development of other civilizations in Africa and beyond. Their art and architecture continue to inspire and captivate people around the world, and their unique cultural identity serves as a reminder of the rich diversity of African history. Footage of Nubian artifacts and artwork, as well as images of modern-day Sudan. In the final segment, we will reflect on the enduring legacy of the Nubians and their contributions to African history. Join us as we pay tribute to this remarkable civilization. The Nubians may be a forgotten kingdom, but their legacy lies on. Their achievements in art, architecture, metalworking, and agriculture continue to inspire and captivate people around the world, and their unique cultural identity serves as a reminder of the rich diversity of African history. Footage of Nubian artifacts and artwork, as well as images of modern-day Sudan. The Nubians were a people of great resilience and ingenuity. They lived in a region that was often subject to droughts and floods, but they found ways to adapt and thrive. They developed a unique culture that blended elements of Egyptian, African, and Mediterranean influences. And they left behind a wealth of archaeological treasures that offer a glimpse into their fascinating world. Footage of Nubian ruins, artifacts, and artwork. The Nubians also played a significant role in the history of Africa and the world. They were skilled traders who established extensive trade networks that spanned the continent and beyond. They were also influential in the development of other civilizations, including the ancient Egyptians and the Greeks. Maps showing the trade routes of the Nubians, as well as images of Egyptian and Greek artifacts. The Nubians were also pioneers in the field of metallurgy, developing advanced techniques for working with iron and other metals. Their agricultural innovations, including the use of irrigation, helped to sustain their civilization in a harsh desert environment. Footage of Nubian iron tools and irrigation systems. The Nubians were a people of great creativity and artistic expression. Their pottery, jewelry, and sculptures are renowned for their intricate designs and attention to detail. Their architecture, characterized by elaborate columns and pyramidal structures, continues to inspire awe and wonder. Footage of Nubian pottery, jewelry, sculptures, and architecture. The Nubians may have faced many challenges and setbacks throughout their history, but their legacy endures. Their contributions to African history and world civilization are significant and worthy of recognition. As we reflect on their remarkable achievements, let us remember the Nubians as a people of great ingenuity, resilience, and creativity. Footage of Nubian artifacts and artwork, as well as images of modern-day Sudan. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and discovering the wonders of the Nubian civilization. We hope you have enjoyed learning about this remarkable kingdom and its enduring legacy.